we had gone out on a few dates and he like had surprised me at my house. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, I have kids. Like, I'm very protective of them. Like, you can't just show up at my house. Like, what?
Well, it seems like you have some good energy around you and you have it seems like a great new relationship. I mean, what makes this relationship different for you?
The communication is better. I think just feeling, he definitely supports me, which feels really nice. But I mean, it's hard. Like a healthy relationship out of a really toxic one has been really challenging because I'm so wired in being scared and not wondering what's going to happen. So it's like just trying to like rewire my brain that like someone isn't going to do those same things has been really challenging, but he's been very patient with me, which has been very nice. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I think I'm just trying to focus on like, what's today? Today I'm good. Kids are good. And no matter what, like I'm okay. Like me and my kids will always be fine.
Yeah. So you're definitely taking things, a lot slower because, the trust is obviously a big issue.
Yeah. It's like, you never know people's intentions. You don't know, it's just, I have no reason to go fast. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I already have my 2 kids. I don't need any more, like I don't need to rush, like go too fast into things because it's just, I just was so blindsided before that. It's just like, I think I'm just so scared in, any relationship moving forward.
Definitely. When did you feel like you were ready to start dating again?
I mean, I definitely tiptoed in. Obviously we all know that like I went on some dates with people. But that's what my therapist is like, are you ready to give your heart away? And it's like, it's just so scary because I'm like, what if this happens? And she's like, what if it does? And guess what? Like you have the tools now to walk the other way when that does happen. So it's like, okay, like that's right. So I think once I realized that I was like, I don't need to, I would like to be, in a relationship.
Right. Was your boyfriend, was he aware of the situation beforehand? Did he have any idea or, I
mean, he's caught up to speed.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Caught up to speed, but he's, he also, he's like, hey, I'm not your ex, like you gotta let me love you. And he's like, and I'm like, I'm trying, it's hard. Like, it's just so scary. But, like I said, I'm trying not to like focus on the, like, well, what if this happens? What if it does? And you know what? Like I'm more, capable now of handling things because my divorce didn't kill me. Anything after that isn't going to kill me. I will be fine. I might have just got someone a little more extra Instagram followers, but like, I'll be good. You know what I mean? Like,
you're like, if I can survive that, I can survive anything. Are you in love? Are you in love now?
Am I in love? Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna pause on that one.
Okay. No, I mean, like you said, you're taking things kind of day by day and, taking things a little slower. How do you go about introducing your kids to somebody new? Was that something that was a lot for you to kind of deal with?
Yeah. So I definitely, I remember I was dating this one guy and I won't say his name, but we had gone out on a few dates and he like had surprised me at my house. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Like, I have kids. Like, I'm very protective of them. Like, you can't just show up at my house. Like, what? Mm-hmm. And I got so upset because I'm just like, okay, you don't understand that I'm like, these are my kids. Like, you're not meeting my kids. Like, this is okay, but like, you're not meeting, like, not going to happen. So like, I'm very like protective of my kids. And so with Ian though, I met him at a kid's birthday party. So he had already technically met my kids. So when we had talked about, all right, like, let's kind of see how this works, like integrating our kids together. And it was easier because I was able to like, hey, Jolie, remember that jump house place we went to? And, there was the guy that mommy was talking to, and he had a girl like right at your age. And so that we were like, want to have a play date with her?
So funny.
And then like, we would like not kiss around the kids or anything like that. Like we would just have like little play dates. And then eventually they would ask, like, they'd be like, can Ian come over? Like, he's really fun. And I'm like, do you want him to come over? Like, I could call him, So like, we kind of did it like that. Like it was always Jolie's idea to have Ian over. Mm-hmm. Like, it was never like, oh, Ian's here. She's like, hey, so now it's really cute. Like in the morning, Jace wakes up and he goes, Ian here? And I'm like, well, he's not, but like, do you want to call him? Or, so it's like, it's sweet that they're trying to, or he is here. And like, so.
So it's been like a smooth transition too, which is nice. And I guess your daughter's probably friends with his daughter too, which is nice.
Yeah, it's very sweet. and everyone like, yeah, his daughter's a sweetheart. So
that's great. And I mean, like you said, taking things day by day, but in the future, if you meet the right person, this is the right person. Do you want to get married again?
Yeah. And that's like, I know it's crazy. I'm like totally Elizabeth Taylor status. Like it's, but like, I don't know. Like for me, like I want my kids to see like what, that family marriage looks like. And I want to model that for my kids. And yeah, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but like I 1000% would love to get engaged and married again. And I don't know if I think kids are off the table, but like I would love that. And, but I would never settle or force it.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, kids off the table, probably.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I'll be 39 this year. So I'm like, man, it'd have to happen quick. And I don't want to, again, like, I don't want to like push anything. And, I'm like I said, I'm happy with my family of 3. So
yeah, definitely.